Hello everybody. I haven't been doing videos for a very long time, but today I would like to share this deck that I found secondhand because I make a decision after seeing two videos of this deck on YouTube, and I would just like to add one more to help you all make an informed decision if you ever come across one of these decks, because I don't think YouTube there have been many YouTube videos of this deck. So as you can see from this book, this is the Vertigo Tarot, and I'll be doing a flip through of what's inside. So why do I want to buy the Vertigo Tarot? Cause it's by my favorite artist, Western artist in a way, Dave McKean, and I knew of him through reading the Sandman comic series, which is written by the very famous author Neil Gaiman, and he did many of the cover illustrations for each chapters and the book cover itself. And I fell in love with his art because his art is surreal and very strange. I guess that's the word to describe it. But at the same time, he shows a very wide knowledge, deep knowledge of the human torso, cause as he illustrated the comic book Black Orchid, and I love that book as well. Of course, the best part about it is it's written by Neil Gaiman. So Rachel Pollack, she contributed to this book as well. So it makes this tarot deck collection all the more I want it. But the problem is it's out of print, and so I just shove it out of my head lah. I don't think I can afford any expensive decks, like more than 100 Sing dollars. But I found this on a local second-hand online shop, Carousell, and it was selling for 60 Sing dollars, which is still quite a big amount of money for me. But since I saw it and it's at this price, which is less than 100 Sing, I decided to just go for it. And I've heard that the not very good reviews of the cardstock and the book, the kind of the logistics issue, but I just went for it after seeing two YouTube videos on this deck. This is the 20th anniversary of the deck, and I can let you see how the book looks like inside. And I must say the text is really small, so this is my hand for comparison, and you can see how small the words are. The good thing is there's a picture of the card here, and I like that the text do not follow this square shape. It can be out of the box, and it is in different shapes as well. So I like it, but the words are so small that I think that I have to read it before I go blind or something. I'm finding difficulty reading it. Yeah. And what I can notice about the deck itself is that it doesn't follow any recognizable systems. Even the astrological correspondence are not what I expected. So I've heard that the original version has a much bigger book. So if you want to make a decision whether to buy the 20th anniversary, if you ever have to make a choice between the 20th anniversary and the original one, maybe go for the original if you want the book to have a bigger text size. So now I will go on to the cards. The cardstock, it's really flimsy. I mean, look at this, it can bend so easily. And if I shuffle it very much, I think I may just chip everything off. The person who said to me says he's just a collector of Dave McKean's art, but he don't know how to read tarot, but I've already noticed some chipping at the borders. So can see, even if you don't read tarot and you just flip through the art, you will cause the card to be a little damaged. The thing I noticed about this card, for example, is that I've heard many comments from people who saw this deck from me that it's a creepy deck, but I don't think so. To me, it's a deck of if there's a word to describe this deck, I would give it the word limbo, because when I look at this deck, which frankly is just less than, I can count it on one hand, sorry. I think of the stage between life and death. So when you to me it looks like the stage between the moment you leave your body and the start of a journey to the other life. I think there's a short brief gap of darkness, of a limbo period, and I think of this part when I see this deck. Or perhaps maybe a easier way to think of it is when you sleep, the time between you fall asleep and the time when you start to dream. This deck seems like the stage between that time period, because it has a very strange, surreal look to it. The moon is my favorite card from this deck, because not only does it have the wolf and the dog and the tower reminiscent of the Thoth deck, it also looks like the RWS with the lobster as well. And you can see there's a face on the moon, but it's distorted. And somehow when the thing about this deck is I managed to meditate deeper into each card when I look at it, perhaps because of its dark and very strange sort of way, but the problem is the correspondence. Look at this. I have never associated the moon with Cancer, perhaps that's because Cancer is indeed ruled by the moon, but I will always attribute it to Pisces. So it's a bit jarring to see this kind of correspondence. So I will have to work more with it to see what they mean, how they relate. So the World. Okay, so this is the last of the major arcana, but I believe through when I was talking and flipping through, you all will already have seen some very strange drawings that are not found in either Tor or the RWS, such as this one. You will have to look at it longer to see that where's the Chariot. There's a person here, the horse head here. So it's all very strange, and I would have to think a lot more about working with it. I have to think how I want to work with it. So first will be the cup suit. The cup suit itself it doesn't seem to relate to love. The love, how do you say it? Love. It doesn't. The cup suit here doesn't seem to relate to love because it's so blue. It feels like the Dave McKean is wanting to relate cups to the emotions and the deep sea within us with this suit. Look at the blueness, and it doesn't feel like the warm fuzzy feeling you get from love. And look at the Four of Cups. When I see this card, I thought that it's a Five of Cups because of the fallen cups, but no, look at the Five of Cups after. It has blood in it. Yeah. So, and this is a scary one. I would, if anyone say that this is scary, then I will show them this. Yeah, this is scary. I haven't get an idea on how to read this card. How do I want to read the minors? So probably because of the very different stage, different look at tarot, I will be perhaps path working with it first, each card first, and seeing how it can be used. The court cards aren't people per se, as you will see later in the different flip throughs. Okay, Wands itself has this like the previous one is cups, so you will see a lot of cups. For Wands, you will see many matchsticks or paintbrushes to represent, as I read in the book, some kind of creativity. So this is a very strange way of the hand itself do look a bit scary because it's not the hand that we usually see in real life. It's a photo montage in a very strange way. Even this, it looks like a branch, but it is a hand. And grapes for abundance. The color scheme of the wands has a more fiery colors, but it's not the fire that I've seen in maybe the Thoth, whereby it's so orange and so yellow. It's this deck has its wands with dark brown, orange, and a bit of yellow. This is the most colorful card in the wand suit, the 8 of Wands, with all the paint brushes. And you can see that for page, by now you will have seen that the pages are represented by a human torso. And the knights are horses, just horses in different ways. The queen is a face, and you can see that she has cat eye. And the king himself is also a face. This King of Wands seems very alchemist-like because of the sun here with 2 moon. Is it Earth? I can't tell. I would say it's a moon. The side facing it is like that, and there are many circles in the background. The swords here also seems to have a more negative connotation than the other suits in this deck, so I presume that the artist has decided to go with a more negative connotation, like the traditional, as in the traditional tarot meaning. For a person who likes the suit of swords, which is me, I find that a bit sad, and yeah, I wish that there is a happier color scheme for this suit. You can see that it's there's more black, gray, brown in this suit. I find it too easy to jump to 3 of Swords as the three swords piercing into the heart. So in a way, this is a fresh representation, but still I can see that it's not a very good, it doesn't have a very good feeling. This is certainly RWS with the rest state. And for this card, I would think of hurting people through what you say and what you do. 5 of Swords. This 6 of Swords, I feel that it has more of a association with the Thoth deck because it has all this weird string like stuff behind, which looks to me like string theory. How we have to misalign ourselves to fit in with the society. In a fresh representation, you can see it 2 ways. Somebody isolating themselves, so they wrap themselves up, or they unwrap themselves, the other way around. Sorry. I like this card because it really reminds me of Thoth, except where in Thoth the swords are straight down and dripping poison. This card seems to feel the same as well, but there's an eye here instead. Oops. What I like about this deck is the human figures, although you can see that they have a male or feminine masculine or a feminine look, it doesn't really matter because they don't look like humans at all. She's so clever. Look at the book and the radiating knowledge from her third eye. But this king, he looks like he have been punched by someone. The final suit, which is the pentacle suit, the color scheme here is more sterile than what I expected. I would have expected a lot of colors or abundance of green shades, but here you can see that it's white, gray, and maybe a bit of green, but it feels very cleaner than what I expected, especially as in comparison with the other suits in this deck. So Two of Pentacles, I like this because it seems to talk about the infinity loop. Yeah, very peepish. That's why I would foresee myself working more with it, because I find scenes in tarot, the minors, it makes my brain want to do shortcuts, which I don't really like. This is very straightforward. The sharing and giving aspect of this card. For Nine of Pentacles, I would have expected a more happy drawing, but this seems to be showing coins dropping off somewhere, like you are losing money. The Page and Pentacles, the Page and Knight of Pentacles here seem to, like in the traditional meaning, be associated more with studying and preparation, cause it looks more sketchy as in comparison with the other suits. Even the Knight, you can see a real horse, but it's also sketched, as if the Knight is thinking of how should he or she be more prepare more for a more magnificent look. I do not know how this queen is represents abundance and the nurturing aspect, but I can see the life-giving forces from her, because if I come forward, you can see all these chemical symbols, the bond structure. I think it's ethanol and esters, all this. The fossils. So this king is very old, and probably that seems to be talking about his knowledge as well. So after looking at this deck, what is your take on this deck, and how do you feel you will work with it? For now, the only time I use this is I consciously pick up a card to kind of meditate on the energy I want to explore in my card spread, and I use another deck which is more sturdy to read. Some of the characters in the major arcana are well-known Dave McKean and Neil Gaiman's creation, and if you are a fan of comics, you will have notice some of them. For example, this death is death from the Endless, found in the Sandman series. Yeah. But my only exposure to the Vertigo comics are the Sandman characters, and even so I do not remember some of them. For example, the High Priestess, which is Mad Hattie, the book will talk about who they are, but it won't make any sense to people who are just buying this deck because of its art. And the backs are not reversible because you can see you can't reverse it. Yep, so that's it. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.